We're going to continue on writing our complex numbers in trig form. So our complex number is 6 minus 6i. So I'm going to start by graphing that. So in the real direction, we'll go 6 and then down 6. So this is our complex number. Go ahead and draw a triangle because we're going to need that eventually. So we're 6 and negative 6. And I'll go ahead and finish out that triangle with not a super straight line, but that's okay. And remember, trig form of a complex number is going to be r cosine theta plus I sine theta. All right, so we need to figure out what r and theta are. So first we'll start with r. That's just going to be Pythagorean theorem. So it's going to be the square root of 6 squared plus negative 6 squared, which is 36 plus 36. That's the square root of 72. And let's go ahead and simplify that down to 6 root 2, factor tree, or however you want to do that. So we know that r is 6 root 2. And then we need theta. This, we can set up the tangent if you'd like, but you can probably tell, since these are both 6, that this is a 45-degree angle. But remember, that's in the wrong direction. We need this angle, which is going to be 315 degrees. Now, we usually write these in radians, so pi over 4, and so this would be 7 pi over 4. So our answer is going to be cosine 7 pi over 4, and I sine 7 pi over 4. Okay, and that's it. That is the trig form of this. If you had wanted to do that using tangent, you would have said that the tangent of theta is negative 6 over 6. Tangent of theta is negative 1. When you put that into your calculator is going to tell you that it is negative 45, and then you just have to adjust it to be a positive angle. All right. The next one, we need to go the opposite direction. So we've been given something in trig form, and we want to put it in standard form. These are remarkably easy because you just have to evaluate them. Okay, so we're going to start, leave that root 8 alone. We'll deal with that in a second. We want to start by doing cosine of negative pi over 3. And we can draw this if you'd like. Negative pi over 3 is in this quadrant, of course. That's a 60-degree angle. So when we fill in the sides of our triangle, 1, 2, root 3, except that one's going to be negative. So the cosine of negative pi over 3 is going to be 1/2. And then the sine of negative pi over 3 is going to be, let's see, negative root 3 over 2. And then I'm going to simplify root 8. That is 2 root 2. And then I'm going to distribute that. So we get 2 root 2 times 1/2, which is going to be root 2. And then 2 root 2 times negative root 3 over 2. The 2's cancel. And I'm going to get negative root 6 I. And there it is. That's standard form. Okay, so all we had to do was evaluate that. Okay, let's try the next one. We're going to do the same thing. Right now, we're just going to leave that 8 alone. And we're going to evaluate cosine of 2 pi over 3. So go ahead and draw that. 2 pi over 3 is in the second quadrant. The lines are hard to draw straight. See, the reference angle is going to be pi over 3, or 60 degrees. So we'll fill in the sides, 1, 2, and root 3, except this will be negative because we're left 1. So the cosine of 2 pi over 3 is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, so negative 1/2. The sine of 2 pi over 3 is opposite over hypotenuse, so root 3 over 2. And then I'm just going to distribute that 8. So that's going to give me negative 4 plus 4 root 3 I. and that is standard form. In the next video, we will talk about how to multiply and divide when you're in trig form.